What is up, you guys? Chris from C Fitness here, and today's video is going to be working on pecs. We're going to do a three-part video focusing on 3 exercises that I used when I first started bodybuilding to present day. The first one that we're going to do is the bench press. Now the bench press is a really good exercise for adding that mass to your chest. It's also really good for that strength on your upper body. Now one tip I'm going to give you guys is arching your back. Now arching your back is really important because if you don't arch your back is going to give out, and that's going to lead to a lot of back injuries. That's why most of the time when people bench press, they feel a lot of pain on their back. That's because they're either lifting too heavy and putting a lot of strain on their back, or they're not arching it. Now I'm going to show you guys how to arch your back properly. You can use the bar when you're arching your back. Keep you nice and steady. Bring it forward. There you go. Now if you're arching your back, you should be able to at least put your hand under, and if you can't put your hand under, it's probably because you're not arching it correctly. Next thing you want to do is put your feet, plant them nice on the ground. If you're lifting heavy, you want to put your feet on the ground, because if you don't, you're not going to give that force to push up the weight. Next thing you want to do is push your shoulder blades back. Make sure you're pressing them to the bench, as you can see. I'm not having them out all the way up here, because if I do, you're going to put a lot of stress on your shoulders. You're going to be working them out, but you're also going to be messing up your rotator cuff, which is really important, and it leads to a lot of shoulder injuries. So make sure you're pressing them back, and when you're doing the bench press, make sure you don't flare out your elbows. So now let's get into the movement. Now some people like to have a nice narrow grip. Some people like to have them nice and wide, all the way basically to the end of the bar. But I like to keep it nice and narrow, because again, the closer your hands are to your chest, the more of a flex you're gonna get to your chest. Now when you're doing this, make sure you're not snapping your elbows out. You don't have to lock out. Locking out has absolutely no point in it. All it is just you busting out your elbow, and it could lead to elbow injury within your joints. So nice and controlled, slight bent on your elbow. It's hot. But as you guys notice, I did not flare out my elbows. I had a nice little bent on them. So again, don't lock out, because if you lock out, you're probably going to end up messing up your joint. Make sure you're pressing your shoulders on the bench, because if you don't, you're going to mess up the rotator cuff. Make sure you arch your back, and with all those tips, you should be able to nice and effectively work out your chest. Right now, I'm just getting a little bit of pump. As you saw, I did like 5 reps, but right now my chest is nice with a pump. Blood is rushing there, and you should be effectively adding nice mass to your chest. Now with that, you guys, you should be able to work out your chest properly and effectively to add that nice mass to it, or even just to tone your muscles. If you guys liked the video, make sure you comment and subscribe. If you have any questions or suggestions, make sure you put it down in the comments below. Like the video and subscribe, and I'll see you guys later.